Right, okay, Jamie's here. This is Jamie Kelwick. Hello. And he's here to talk films, and something we talked about when it came out on the cinema.
Yes.
Is a film about the late Steve Jobs of Apple.
It is. Do you own any Apple products, James?
No, not at all. I can't think I do.
He owns everything. He owns everything that company ever makes. Well, this
I'm not
is
even that technical.
Yeah. No. This is the fascinating story of Steve Jobs, and that they've been, when you usually have what they call a biopic, a biography picture, it usually covers their entire life. But what they've done is Danny Boyle and writer Aaron Sorkin have taken a different approach based on the book, the biography of life. They've taken a little chunk out of it, so it takes place between when he actually originally launched the Macintosh to all the way when he actually launched the iMac. So it's a very different approach, and it actually just shows the press conferences, which he became really famous for. So introducing new products, introducing new lines, and it deals with that transition of the failure of the Macintosh to the point where he left, made his own company, and his glorious return to Apple, which then changed Apple completely into the company that we know now. And also talks about his influences behind the scenes of what he wanted and how powerful a character he actually was. And he comes across as a not very likeable person, to be honest, because he had a very narrow vision about how he wanted people to interact with technology. And if anybody strayed from that, he would, basically talk them down and lambast them in front of everybody, and he wasn't scared of doing that. He had a clear vision of how he wanted to be. And to be fair, he wasn't that very technical at all. He didn't really know about the programming languages. He just knows how to sell a product and employ good people to make those products that he had the visions for. It's a really, really excellent performance from Michael Fassbender in the lead role. Now, it goes to show that he doesn't have to actually look like the person to be able to perform the role.
Well, this has been said, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry to get off topic, about the O.J. Simpson series, because Cuba Gooding Jr., the actor,
doesn't really
look like O.J. Simpson, but it doesn't spoil.
It doesn't. No,
the production.
No, it doesn't, because it does look like him in later years, but when you see him in the earlier one, he does. I don't think he looks like him at all. Because he didn't even really have the same haircut as what Steve had in those early years. But there's some really good performances. Kate Winslet won the BAFTA for Best Supporting Actress in there. A really good role from Seth Rogen, who we usually see in more comedic roles as Wozniak, one of the main programmers, and also Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels was the CEO of Apple, and he was the man who actually sacked him, and he was actually the man who had to cave in and bring him back. So it's a really fascinating story, and it is, it's a film that when I went to see it at the cinema, it was 122 minutes long, which is just over 2 hours, and the time just went. It was just, because I was riveted from the word go. And if you are an Apple fan, you will really love this. It's a big 4 stars for me. If you're a non-Apple fan, you probably wonder what all the fuss was about. But he was one of the single most people who really changed technology. We wouldn't have the tablets and the touchscreen phones and the iPods and interactive and digital music like we have now if it wasn't for the visionary that was Steve Jobs.